All right, hi guys. Welcome back to Confluence and our Amongst the Barrels series. There's too many for it to be between two. There's a lot of barrels in here right now. This is like the height of barrel aging season for us. We'll start pulling them out. Well, we've already started pulling them out. We're going to talk about that in a second. I'm Josh Maxon, the production manager here at Confluence, and I've got...
I'm Jacob Sawyer, one of the brewers.
That's right. And we're here to talk about our final releases for the year coming at you on Saturday, day after Christmas. And because we're firm believers that barley wine is life, hashtag BIL, we've got two barley wine releases lined up for you. Talk about Barley Life first?
Talking about Barley Life first.
All right. So Barley Life is our first real attempt at an American-style barley wine. Our other here is a barrel-aged English-style barley wine. The difference between an American-style barley wine and English-style barley wine, American-style is very big. They're both very big beers, but American-style is very big malt, very big hop bitterness, and you try to kind of create a balanced drinking experience out of those two extremes. It also tends to be extremely high ABV. I think this is the biggest alcohol content beer that we've produced, is clocking in at 13.2% ABV. So it's a mammoth for sure. But you should get lots of caramel notes, citrus. We used Citra hops, Amarillo hops in a large amount to hit 100 IBUs. So it's very bitter, but it shouldn't, because the malt bill is so big, it shouldn't drink like it's too bitter. What do you think, Jacob?
Yeah, I'd say don't be afraid of the bitterness. There's still a lot of good sweet malt quality, a little bit of caramel, especially in the color too, and on the palate. And I'd say that, I'm sure it'll feel like 13.2, but it doesn't drink like 13.2.
Yeah, you might get like the faintest hint of some alcohol heat in the nose, but it's pretty smooth. This is also the type of beer that if you wanted to take a 4-pack and put it in your cellar for a little bit, right temperature, should age well over time. Some of that hot bitterness will fade. You'll get like kind of a maltier, fruitier character out of it over time. So if you're the type of person that likes to cellar beer, this is a good one for you. So that's Barley Life, our American-style barley wine. And then we also have, because one barley wine isn't enough, the lesser alcohol content at only 10.6%, Older Dirtier Kent. This is our bourbon barrel-aged version of the English barley wine, Olde Dirty Kent, that we released last year. For those of you that remember that beer, it's been in bourbon for a year. And came out fantastic. I like the base beer quite a bit as well, but it got better the older and dirtier it got. Beer is named after our former...
well, he kind of was you before you were you.
Before I was me, yeah. I had a lot of shoes to fill.
Yeah?
Yeah. You have any stories about Kent? Besides diving under tanks and pulling people out of manways away from CO2 and just generally being truculent.
He was, a real brewery superhero.
That's true. I'm sure a lot of you guys know Kent Mettendorf, who was our cellar foreman for a large number of years, and I think was the first or second. I think he was the first hire for production after John started. It was he or Drew, and I think Kent was first. So he's around for a long time. Retired from the brewing world last year, so we made this beer in tribute to him, as well as the fact that we love English-style barley wines. And now it's time for the bourbon barrel-aged version. So this just got richer and fruitier over time. A lot of macerated fruit. Plums, prunes, cherries, raisin, real caramel malt character, big and sweet and viscous, and then nice oak tannins and bourbon heat from the barrels. I think this is the perfect beer to drink the Saturday after Christmas. It's like made for that, in my opinion. So
Yeah, it's got a lot of the barrel character, which is, I mean, the original version was delicious, of course, but it's definitely, I feel like it's getting better and better.
yeah,
So I'm looking forward to putting a can of this in the cellar and seeing what it tastes like later.
for sure. Both of these beers will age out well because they're so big. We end up kind of running a double mash to make these beers. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that process, Jacob.
Well, we basically mash in like we normally do, run it all off, and then take all that and mash in with that liquid again. So it's like 2 batches of beer in one.
Right. So like, what would make a full 6-7% beer? We then add a whole nother load of grain to, is what he's talking about, and extract the sugar into that. So it's enough sugar to make 10 to 13% ABV.
Yep, and it's big, it's thick, takes a lot more time and effort, but very worth it.
These two beers mark our last releases of the year, number 99 and 100. So that's 100 beers that unique brands of beer that we have produced and packaged this year. And that's kind of a big feat. I don't know of a lot of other breweries that are doing that number of unique beers. It's a lot of planning, it's a lot of work. We also self-distribute that, and obviously we have our tap room all in-house. I think we've got 32 or 39 employees. Mark, does that sound about right? What's that? 39-ish, just under 40 employees. It takes everybody to be able to produce this many beers in a year to the quality that we want them to be, and I don't think we release any beers that we're not proud of. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I can't say enough good things. This production team, best production team in the state. They kill it each and every week. Not only is it 100 beers this year, but we are now past 104 straight weeks with a release. I don't know if people know that either. So that's a pretty big deal, particularly in this 2020 year. So I want to thank everybody that works here. I also want to thank everybody that's been buying our beer and supporting us all through 2020. It's a big deal. We really appreciate you guys. It's been a rough year, and hopefully the beer is worth it. Thank you. Cheers. Happy holidays. Into a bright 2021 where we will start same process all over again, and maybe we'll get past 100 beers. I was saying 100 is a good number, though. It's one for each county in Iowa plus one for Des Moines. I'll let you figure out which one's for Des Moines. So
so yeah, make sure to also follow us, subscribe, all those things on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Whatever the next social media platform is, we'll be there.
And then we'll be there.
Yeah.
So thank you all very much. It has been a very lovely year. Lots of great beer. Thank you very much.
Cheers.